SharkyBreath.
He plays video games.
Hello, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. And Merry Christmas, I suppose, given that this is the episode that I not only will go up on Christmas, but also I'm technically recording it on Christmas, which is partially due to some incompetence in terms of time management that I have exhibited in the past, and I'm exhibiting again right now. But as a result of when I'm recording this, I'm stuck. I'm lost. Don't worry about me. As a result of when I'm recording this, we're probably going to be trying to make this a little bit of a short episode, okay? Just because I don't have that much time to record and edit and all that other stuff. So we're going to try and make a bit of a short one of it. But I think what I'm going to do today, I couldn't figure out where to find where the shooter may have shot from on the boardwalk. Now, I'm guessing that's just because I need to search around a bit more. But again, time constraints being what they are, I don't think I have a good way to do that right now. So I'm going to go and talk to Joyce and see if Joyce can give me passage to that island. I'm guessing that she will not, but at the very least I can talk to her about what Everard is up to and see what she has to say about that. Probably nothing friendly. Because while I may not exactly know what kind of a footing I stand on with Everard, she certainly does. She don't like him, he don't like her. They are working at opposing purposes. They are on opposite sides of an ostensible war. So this is not going to be a friendly conversation, presumably. Hello, Joyce. Hi. How are you?
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Well, now this is interesting. All of these are grayed out. Is there actually nothing new to say? Well, let's say I've been dealing with Everard again. She nods with well-contained curiosity.
She's not even asking you anything. It's so easy to just say.
Interesting. I don't actually have anything to say to her about this.
Detective. You can always drop by later, should something come up. Now,
No kidding.
what else can I do for you?
I didn't ever actually notice up until this point that it actually says, now, what else can I do you for? Which seems extremely out of character for Joyce Messier. Okay, well, apparently Joyce cannot help me at all in this matter. She doesn't care about Everard trying to start a war. She doesn't have any interest in trying to transport me to the island that I cannot reach. Joyce is not concerned with these matters. Okay, well, fine. Wait a second. What was the check I needed for talking to Cindy the Skull?
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Conceptualization impossible 18. Okay, all right. That might be one of those ones that's just like an entirely optional side thing that I would actually have to sink a whole bunch of points into conceptualization in order to achieve anything. Or, have some clothing that would help on that particular. Don't mind the chug. Slow down here. We're fine. Maybe I should just go shopping for books. Sure. Let's just drop by the bookstore and see what I can buy now that I have all the money in the world. Hello. It's me. Annette, didn't I have a...
Hi, Ace Detective.
Right.
Are you here for more books?
A suggestion check that I don't have access to right now because I would have to put a point into suggestion, which is something I've been resisting so far. Well, let's look what we can buy
The
around here.
display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Heimdall somewhere.
No doubt. Okay, so here's the thing about Helmdallermann. They're Man from Helmdall and the Devil Woman. Like, these are fascist books, yeah? They are, but I also have $1 million. I mean, I don't, but I have a lot of money. Let's at least buy the man from Helmdall and see where we go from
certainly. Another good sale.
there. She rubs her hands together. I'm sure she do. Okay, so what else can we buy around here? Board games, yeah? Board games. Let me look at the board games.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
So we can have the potential here to buy Suzerainty, and we have Wirral. Wirral is expensive, but I am interested about it. Let's go ahead and get Wirral.
If you say so, but you better stay away from those immoral occult rituals.
I do what I want. She gives you a curious glance. Suzerainty, I'm going to think about for now. Leave. Let's see what else there is to buy around here. before we make too many purchases. Admittedly, Wirral just did cost me a quarter of the money I walked in with, so there's that.
Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels.
Apparently I already, wait a second, wait, isn't this the one where I looked at it and my brain was like, no, don't look at this, and so I let me step away from it?
Shelves filled to the
look for the
brim
display.
with crime fiction.
Yeah,
As
continue.
these books greatly overstate
Yeah.
Furthermore, they have no idea how hard it is to simply remove a body from a tree.
Hey, that's the thing that Endurance didn't chime in with before, because I wasn't particularly good at Endurance before. Got it, continue.
What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives.
Sure, continue.
Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates
There it
upon
is.
the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf?
Yes, let's see it. Sure thing.
You see Dick Mullen on the job. Get Me Mullen. The Stalwart Adventures of Richard P. Mullen. Dick Mullen and the Murder in the Orchard. The Sordid Affair of Dick Mullen.
The Sordid Affair.
A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the Murder House. The Final Case of Dick Mullen. An Obvious Lie.
Clearly.
Dick Mullen in the Clock Tower. The Ordeals of Dick Mullen. Dauntless Dick. Dick Mullen's Funeral Pyre. The Murder of Dick Mullen.
Dick Mullen dies? Repeatedly, if this is to be believed. Are there any more? Okay, let's stop now. Let's do that one.
Oh no. Turns out he faked it to solve a case.
No way. Are there any more?
Yes. There's also The Dame Who Did It. Farewell, My Mullen. Faking death seems to be a common trope in the Mullen series.
Uh-huh.
The Morbid Tales of Dick Mullen. A Dark Tide Turns.
Wow, that one doesn't even have his name in the title. That's unusual. But I see we have the Morbid Tales as opposed to the Sordid Affairs. They just like dramatic adjective noun, huh? Also, I wonder if the faking death that seems to be common in the Mullen series is because the author keeps trying to stop the series and then not being able to, whether because of financial woes or fan demand or whatever. Anyway, continue.
Tragedy Calls for Dick Mullen. Another one with fake death. And, of course, Dick Mullen, the murderer. In order to catch a murderer, Dick Mullen must become the murderer.
Really? Really? Continue.
After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen?
It's a reaction speed check. I wonder if I can prepare for the reaction speed check. That seems like unlikely to work. It says it's a white check and I may retry it. So I'm going to go ahead and leave and put on my reaction speed clothing that I've never actually had any call for. Wait, what is... Oh, right, the book I bought. And also the board game. That makes sense. Clothing, reaction speed. Give me a second. I don't actually have very much reaction speed clothing, huh? We got the pants. Them pants on there. We got the shoes. And that would seem to be it. Yes. Okay. Let's see if this does anything for you.
Shelves filled to the brim with
92%. There you go. Who is Dick Mullen?
Vespertine, your quick eye notices a small caterpillar crawling across the spine of a book. The title reads, Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity.
Marked by a caterpillar, no less. How dramatic. What do we have here? Mistaken identity.
A worn paperback from Dick Mullen's classic Hard-Boiled Phase. The premise seems to be that Dick Mullen is framed for the murder of his best friend and has just a few days to prove his innocence.
Why does this speak to me?
Could it be the motifs of unstable identities and shocking betrayals?
That's probably right. I'm a complicated guy full of contradictions. No, it's got to be something else. Unstable identities, shocking betrayals. I want to see what else I can come up with. It's got to be something else.
Perhaps you're drawn to the dark and noirish atmosphere.
I don't think that I am. That's not it either.
Is it because the smoking dame in the slinky red dress on the cover is giving you a hard-on?
Oh, right, that's definitely it. What? No, that's not what's happening. No.
Yes, it is. The bulge in your pants is embarrassingly obvious.
No, continue, no.
Relax. It's not that bad. Also, this means your blood flow is returning to normal. Good news, really.
Continue.
Something the matter, detective?
Nope, Polly, dear, casually adjust your pants. Kim, would you describe this woman as a smoking dame? Let's just go ahead and ask him.
The lieutenant narrows his eyes and contemplates the book for a moment.
Continue.
I would certainly say she fits the description, providing that's your type.
I suppose. Okay, so... Also, she does not actually appear to be on the cover, based on the image I'm seeing here. And that's fine. Let's just buy this Dick Mullen novel and be done with it.
Of course. Such violence and immorality. I mean, enjoy.
She shudders. Couldn't even help yourself on that one, huh? But you are getting money, so it's fine, right? Anyway, leave. Great, I bought that! What else we got around here? What's here?
Shelves
This is
full
where I
of
got
biography.
I already got the book about Dolores Day. Not Doris Day, that is not the same person. All right.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and bio.
through the shelf.
Amidst the various books, you
I
find
read all
at
these. I
least
read this one.
three- The
I
point
read
of
this
the
one.
book and many other various
Yeah, okay, got that. Got that. And over here in the maps, there was just
several
a map of the
maps.
town.
The maps look old and faded.
I don't need any of these. I don't need any of that. Okay, so that means the only thing left to buy... Wow, I still have that outfit on. I can't imagine these pants helped with my wardrobe problems earlier also. I feel like that was probably part of the problem. Let me just casually change pants. Something a little bit looser fitting. No problems here. Okay. Is there anything besides the board game? Oh, there's also Helm Dollar Man and the misogyny problem. I can afford everything in the store. Let's just buy everything in the store. We're buying everything in the store.
The display rack.
Give me
is
the Devil
brimming
Woman.
It is a bestseller for a reason.
She nudges her glasses. Okay, cool, leave. And the reason is misogyny. That's the reason. That's the secret.
A small mountain of colorful board games.
Give me who's Serenity.
Wonderful choice, sir. A wholesome family game.
She smiles at you. Great. I suppose you also smile at because I bought everything in the store. It's fine. It's good. We're good here. Do you have anything to say now that I've bought everything in your store?
Hello again, esteemed officer.
No, you don't. Well, that's okay. And it probably didn't change anything over here with the net either, right?
Hi, Ace Detective.
Didn't think
Are you
so.
here for more books?
Okay, bye. See you around, Annette. Good. Well, let's have a look at all this stuff that I bought, shall we? Let's see. Helm Dollar Man, the man from Helmdall. A classic on the front piece, and on the frontispiece, pardon me. An anatomically unrealistic muscle man is reaching into a mountain stream, yearning to touch his glimmering mirror image. His eyes are full of childlike wonder. On the blood-soaked snow right next to him lie two giant Zweihanders. Really? Zweihanders, excuse me. Also, that is... Unless my conceptualization is working overtime, that is not what is on the cover here, but fine. That's fine. Two giant Zweihanders. Good stuff, I guess. Okay. Whirl. A high-pasternal, fantastique popular board game illustrated with bucolic vistas and featuring odd-looking humanoid creatures. It's the 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements module and can't be played without the main game. What? I don't have the main game. I bought the Mega Setting Supplements module by mistake. Oh, man. Well, check that out in a second. Hang on. Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity. Another Dick Mullen book that woefully misrepresents the nature of police work. In this one, our detective returns from a trip having successfully solved one case, only to embark on another. Does he finally face the taxing nature of his occupation? No! He doesn't even look like a normal officer of the law. Also, this is a freaky guy on the cover here. And not at all the, how did my brain describe it? Smoking something. She's not there at all. It's fine. Don't worry about it. All right, let's look at this Devil Woman book. The frontispiece of this old paperback features a muscle man in chains, kneeling before a salacious-looking woman on a regal seat. A bonfire lies between the throne and the man, casting shadows on the wall, and the shadow of the vixen's headdress looks like a pair of demonic horns. Such symbolism. My God. Suzerainty, tell me about it. A civilization-building board game where you get to choose a nation and set off to colonialize and exploit other cultures. A star-shaped note on the box proclaims this game now includes a completely new genocide option. Well, who could resist in that case? All right, let's try and play this game that I don't actually have the module for, that I don't have the main game for. Interact.
Large letters on the front form a title. Wirral. The colorful box is illustrated with bucolic vistas.
So I noticed.
The cover art also features odd-looking humanoids. Some short, some taller, some with pointy ears, others with ephemeral wings.
Uh-huh. Well, let's examine that box.
Text underneath the title in smaller typeface reads, 3rd edition, Mega Setting Supplements Module. The side panel adds a sword and sorcery adventure board game with new maps and miniatures.
Ooh, I do like some miniatures. Shake the box. Let's see, look, I'm going to damage the goods. Let's look at the back.
A blurb on the back reads, tired of the tedium and toil of modern life?
Always.
Escape to Wirral. Leave behind e-solas and nations with their petty squabbles. Discard electricity, magnets, and boring technological widgets.
Uh-huh. Continue.
Succumb to a world of high pasternal fantastique. Unleash your imagination and create an adventure of endless possibilities.
Ooh.
Discover the terrible secret threatening Wirral. Can your band of adventurers save the world?
Yes, we're ready to take on this challenge. I'm not sure I can handle all this responsibility. Definitely not. It sounds too dangerous. I'm pretty sure we can take on this challenge.
Exactly. That's the spirit. All you have to do is read an intricate rulebook, study an assortment of maps, unfold the illustrated game board, and start rolling dice.
Nice. Continue.
In no time, you could be romping through grasslands with low-level characters, hunted by Iskala riders, or battling unspeakable monsters in endless dungeons fraught with danger and despair, conjuring up forceful magics to aid your quest.
Forceful magics. Continue.
Don't forget heated arguments escalate into physical confrontation with your friends.
Yes, that is part of it too, huh? Drama. Continue.
And most importantly, never forget to rage quit if the dice don't go your way.
Apparently that's an important part as well. Examine the box. I do want to shake it. I do want to shake it.
Mysterious things rattle inside. What could they be? Dice? Plastic miniatures? A fantastical alternate world full of magic and wonder?
Presumably, yes. Continue.
None of that witless man from Heimdall, fascist dross, hidden behind faux realistic allegory. Wirral is no cliche-ridden apologia for colonial violence. Wirral is pure imagination.
Okay, continue.
Yes, the Wirral setting is known for its complicated system of political alignments. But if you're not into that, you can just hack your way through dungeons in search of loot. That's what most people do.
Okay, well, thanks for that rhetoric. Enough inspecting.
A colorful box with the title Wirral in bold letters. It's a board game.
Open that box.
You pry open the box. Inside you find a folded up map, a small booklet, a 24-sided die, and a little plastic figurine.
Just one? I thought I had a whole party. Anyway, let's look at the map.
A reprint of a crude hand-drawn map. The top left corner reads, Lands of Wirral. The map features both small villages and mid-sized towns with odd names, in addition to meadows, forests, hills, lakes, and seas, also with odd names.
They also think your naming conventions are odd. In Wirral, they think you name things weird. So don't be so judgmental. Continue.
It doesn't seem to correspond with anything you've seen thus far. It's not a very helpful map.
Of course, I'm trying to use it to correspond with the real world outside. Sure, makes sense. That's how my brain works. Look at that booklet.
A quick guide to the magical races of Wirral. Create your own hero, choosing from any of these completely unique and fantastical backgrounds.
Oh, lay 'em on me.
The options are in order of importance. The Welkin, the Tueog, the humans, the fairy folk, and the pygmies.
I can only read about the Welkin, so I guess that's what I'll do.
The Welkin, tall, lithe, and graceful, with long flowing hair and pointy ears. They're known for being powerful magic users, but can also hold their own in a brawn-driven fight.
Really? Do they have a weak point? Continue.
The Welkin come with a variety of exciting sub-races. High Welkin, Forest Welkin, Lake Welkin, and Snow Welkin. But if you're not feeling experimental, a basic Welkin will always do.
Sure. Definitely not elves or anything like it. Read about the Dwarg.
A grand race of industrious mountain people. They're short, stout, and muscular, and enjoy digging for gold and other precious minerals. They're also well versed in the art of combat, where they prefer to use axes and hammers.
Okay, these are all direct analogs, huh? I mean, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Carry on, continue.
The Tueog also come in a few different sub-races. Hill Tueog, Shield Tueog, and Dark Tueog.
Dark Dweorg. Go ahead and read about the humans.
They're just humans. What else is there to tell? They're average in all stats, and jacks of all trades.
We do like to portray ourselves that way in these sort of scenarios, don't we? Kind of a generic option, but more flexible than others. I don't usually like playing humans in these sort of things just because it seems boring. But that's fine. That's fine. Read about the fairy folk.
A very small race of flying people, known for being mischievous, full of trickery. They often lure people into their magical traps. There are no sub-races for the fairies.
That seems strange. I feel like the Fae generally have a huge range of subdivisions, but I guess they're all little flying... They're all pixies at this point. Sure. Read about the pygmies.
The least popular of the Wirral races, the pygmies, are short, rotund, and dim-witted. Pygmies live in small villages made of shoddy wooden dwellings. They spend most of their days tilling the earth and smoking their pipes. There are no sub-races for the pygmies.
This seems like the least flattering description of hobbits that I've ever seen. Huh, okay, well, look at the die.
It's made from some sort of wood and has been decorated with peculiar plant motifs.
Sure, okay, continue.
You don't know much about dice, but this one looks pretty damn fancy.
I wonder if I could ask the die maker about it, if she would have any insight on this particular matter. Take the die! Take the die!
You place the die into your pocket. It's always good to have luck on your side.
No doubt. Standard Wirral die. Got it. Look at the figurine.
You see a man in ragged clothes, wearing a lopsided hat and wielding some sort of a firearm.
A firearm? Is this even the right figurine? Continue.
Huh. Interesting. A communard.
Oh. A what? What's so interesting about that? That doesn't sound very Wirral-like. A what?
A communard. One of the leftist revolutionaries in the anti-centennial revolution.
Huh. What on earth is that doing in here? That doesn't sound very Wirral-like. It kind of sort of does, though, is the thing. I mean, not in terms of... It doesn't fit the setting. It doesn't fit the setting, but it does seem to fit the political background of this board game, so to speak. I'm going to go with that option.
It is not. The communards are not a part of the game setting.
Right.
I guess someone misplaced it during the packaging process.
Does this mean we can't play? Maybe someone should make a role-playing game set during the revolution. I'm sure someone did. Does this mean we can't play?
I have a feeling the figurines are more there to set the scene than anything else.
I guess. Let me go ahead and take it, though.
You pick the figurine up by the base to meet your gaze. The little plastic man stares back at you, his face contorted into a disturbing shout. Then you pocket it.
Okay, I got figurine set revolutionary. Cool. Close the box.
A colorful box with the
Put the
title.
box away. Great. I cannot play the game. That's okay, but I did get a standard Wirral die. This basic 24-sided role-playing die can be used to get results for several dice. It's made of East Seminoese snakewood and embellished with plant motifs. Motives? It reminds you of Plain and Hill Welkins. Note, look at the map tab in Journal to see which white checks have opened. Right, because dice do that for some reason. Revolutionary figurine. He's not shouting at all. He's not shouting in the least. What a nice little figurine. A turn-of-the-century leftist revolutionary in ragged clothes. On his head lies a lopsided hat, seemingly an Ushanka. In his hand he carries a little musket. He does. I concur. Okay, well, I just finished one of my thoughts, didn't I? I should probably deal with that next. Bink.
Cop of the apocalypse.
That's
It's
right.
not fire. It's not ash. There will most certainly be a sea of corpses leading up to the event. But it won't be war or pestilence that causes it. Oh no, the event will belong to a genre of cataclysm no man has dared to suspect would ever come to pass. You can only sense the shape of it, like a cavity, a pit opening up in your stomach, a throat into which the world will vanish. The streets, the grass, the stars, all will be rolled back. By whom? By what? And how? You don't know. All you know is you're not joking around.
We seem to keep coming back to this idea of being swallowed by the pail, yeah? A throat into which the world will vanish. So what bonuses do I get from being this, enthusiastically nihilistic? Learning cap for Inland Empire raised to 6. Learning cap for Shivers raised to 6. Huh. Those are skills that I'm interested in, but have little capacity to gain points in. Huh. Accept, I guess. And look at all these skill points. All right. Let's have a look at those real quick. Inland Empire has now got huge capacity, as does Shivers. Didn't I already have some kind of a bonus to Shivers? No, I guess I had the +3 from one of my other thoughts. +3 skill points in one skill by one thought is still a pretty good deal, I gotta say. So theoretically, I have the capacity to raise those. Okay, cool. All right. Well, let me have a look at what skills opened up. What checks opened up, I should say. I don't really know. I'm not certain that any of these are ones that weren't open before. Huh. Yeah, it seems like that die may not have done me any good at all? Question mark? I'm not sure. I'm not certain. The die doesn't contribute to this particular check, does it? Not at all. That's okay. Thanks, Annette. All right, cool. Well, I bought a whole bunch of stuff and tried to play a board game that I can't play, which is promising. I guess let's go talk to the die maker and see if she has anything to say about this die I picked up. She probably won't. I think I had the capacity to commission a die from her for Wirral, or Wirral, however you want to pronounce it. But, probably a bit late for that. Hang on, it's dark. Hang on, it's dark. Okay. There. Let me just get up there. Hang on a second. All right, hello there. Anything different here?
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking
Just
for
the
a
Shivers
die?
check. The Shivers check. I can probably do better on that, huh? I can probably do decent on a Shivers check, can't I? Well, I guess I don't have that much Shivers equipment. Let's see what I got, though, huh? Let's see what I got. Hang on. I'm already wearing the shirt. I'm at +2 from my cloak and my shirt. Okay. Do I have anything else? The scented scarf gives me +1 Shivers. Okay. I can tolerate that. And that would seem to do it. Okay, so I have decent odds, but no guarantee as always. Let's see what we're at.
It's you again.
72%.
Are you looking for a die?
That's pretty good, right? That's pretty good. Why hasn't her business failed?
Aside from getting naked, you're not sure what else to do. The building holds no more answers for you.
Aside from getting naked, wow, when I fail Shivers, I really fail Shivers, huh? Okay. I could throw a point into it right now. I'm not sure. Well, I've got 8 skill points, right? That's a lot of skill points. Was there another Shivers check out there that I needed to try before this, though? I don't feel like I had a lot of Shivers checks. No, there isn't. But Shivers are interesting, and I like what they have to say, so I'm all right with it. Let's go ahead and throw a point into Shivers and see if I do any better, okay? Accept changes. Yeah. I need to leave and come back, huh?
Oh, it's
There
you
we go.
again.
83%
for
chance.
a
Come on,
die?
doesn't get much better than that. Come on.
A gust of cold air sweeps through the chimney. The stones and minerals on the shelves rattle as though agitated. For a moment, it almost feels as though you're outside the building, exposed to the atmosphere.
Hey, Neha, the curse is real, and I figured out why it has spared you. This is still just a theory, but hear me out. I think I know why your business hasn't failed. This shows a great deal of confidence, but perhaps almost too much confidence. I think I'm sticking with this is just a theory approach.
Didn't we already talk about this?
She asks as the wind continues to seep in through the cracks in the old chimney. It's because you're not in the same building as the others. This isn't technically the doomed commercial area. Huh. Okay, sure.
What are you talking about? My address is exactly the same. Rue de Saint-Guelain 10.
She says, shaking her head. It does seem like it's in its own little world, though, doesn't it? I don't know where I'm going with this, but let's see.
No, the old coal plant that used to be here was subsumed into the new venture. Its ruins swallowed up. Yet it has a different address in the heart of the city.
Does it now? No, this used to be a coal plant. Touch the safety curtains. You're in the chimney of another building. Okay.
This doesn't make any sense.
She looks around the makeshift nest that she has carved out for herself, bewildered. You're right, it kind of doesn't, but we're going with it anyway. Continue.
Are you saying my business was spared because of a technicality? Where is this coming from?
Let's say I have my own methods. Unusual methods. It has a different address in the heart of the city. I'm just using logic. It's windy in here. You probably haven't properly sealed the chimney crown. I'm not sure why I'm badgering her about this, honestly. There was a check here, and I decided to do the check. I decided to commit resources to doing the check, but I'm not actually sure why it was necessary. This is the basic answer. It says so right here. Different address in the heart of the city. That's the Shivers answer. Logic answer, weirdo answer. Let's go with the Shivers answer.
And what? Does it mean that I'm safe from failure?
No one's really ever safe from failure. Rest assured, no psychic attacks will reach you here. I'm not sure I'm enough of an expert to go ahead and say something like that. If I was talking to the bookkeeper, who, if she still respected my opinion, I might go with an approach like this. But I'm going to go ahead and say no one's ever really saved from failure.
She starts laughing, her fingers trying to rub away the exhaustion from her face.
Oh, I technically said no one's ever really safe from the failure. I missed that somehow. What? Look away. I want to talk about something else now. What?
Do you know what this is?
She raises her hand to reveal a piece of metal shining on her index finger. A lucky charm? A Semini's ward? It looks like a regular piece of jewelry to me. I don't care what it is. I only came to tell you about why you haven't failed yet. It looks like a regular piece of jewelry to me.
It's a mourning ring. I made this when my first company failed. It was a small jewelry shop right here in the East Delta Commerce Center, built with the little I inherited from my parents.
She replies. So you did have a failed business in your past. So if I went ahead and said that you were safe from that now, it would be kind of laughable. Huh. Continue.
I drove it into the ground within a year. I didn't have what you would call a viable business plan. See? The curse is real! I bet you didn't run this little jewelry shop from the protective depths of the chimney. Why are you telling me this? I know this whole thing. The fact that I'm even bringing this up with her at all is kind of a sign that I'm a weirdo, but I do want to see where she's going with this. I'm more interested in that than my own weirdo antics. Why are you telling me this? It wasn't just the jewelry shop either. I always thought that it was just the world that you were supposed to try again and again until you finally succeed. How many times has it happened for you? Continue. And now you're telling me what? That it was all because I didn't run my little shops and ventures from a dump inside an abandoned chimney? She closes her eyes. Don't call it a dump. You've made it nice and cozy here. I'm sorry, I don't know what to say. It's entropy. Yes, coincidence is all that safeguards us. Is there a way at this point to not be minimizing her efforts in making her own way in the world? I suppose not. This was a success. This was a Shivers success. But again, it's one of those times where success doesn't necessarily mean you did a good job, huh? I guess. Yeah. Or maybe it's the entire world that's cursed. It's such a precarious place. Nothing ever works out the way you want it. Yeah, I know that feeling. She stares out of the window, not really hearing your words. Continue. That's why people like role-playing games. You can be whoever you want to be, you can try again. Still, there is something inherently violent even about dice rolls. I suppose, yeah. I never really thought about it that way. Continue.
It's like every time you cast a die, something disappears. Some alternative ending or an entirely different world.
She picks up a pair of dice from the table and examines them under the light. I suppose that right there, that's really intrinsic to this whole game, isn't it? The fact that every check that you do in this game is simulated with dice rolls. And success and failure are not intrinsically good or bad, they are just different outcomes. But in order to have one happen, the other one goes away. Continue.
But anyway, thanks for sharing your theories, officer.
She gives you a tired smile. Thought gained, the precarious world. Well, great. Thanks, Neha. I suppose that was one of the only opportunities I've ever had to call her by her name, and I declined to do so. I don't know how I feel about that. Leave. All right, let's have a look at this new thought that I've picked up. The precarious world. Temporary research bonus. All red checks fail for 4 hours. Seems like the point of this game is victory. The absence of defeat on all fronts. Victory in business ventures and creative undertakings. Victory in love and over other people. Political victory. Ideological victory. Hell, even sexual victory. Definitely a lot of object-based victories, too. Having things and not losing them. One problem, though. Not a lot of victors in sight. Everyone's mostly losing. Why is that? And how do you not lose? Interesting. All red checks fail. Wow. Well, I currently don't have a slot I could even stick that into, but that sure is something that I may want to investigate sooner or later here. As long as I'm not in the middle of doing anything particularly, pressing. She had nothing to say about the dice, incidentally, and I'm pretty sure I can't commission anymore, right?
Oh, it's you again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
I'm a bit overloaded just now, so...
That's okay. Thank you, Neha. All right. Well, something updated here. I suppose it's just that Shivers check is now gone. Wait. What? Wait. Hey. Cargo container door. Rhetoric impossible. Wait, no. I already had access to that. Didn't I? No, I didn't. I didn't spend a rhetoric point on it. Did that get opened up by the die? Perhaps it did. Perhaps the list just hadn't updated yet when I tried to access it earlier. That could be. All right. Well, I'm still pretty sure that that's going to be a thing that I keep auto-failing. Unless the die actually contributes to the check for that. Let me get out of here and go investigate that real quick. I'll skip the transit. You know, it takes a while. Let's go. I can't actually warp any closer. My fast travel is remarkably unhelpful a lot of the time, huh? No, that's okay. It's not like I'm actually getting there any faster. I actually am running over there on foot. It's just the game deigns to let me skip it occasionally. But not this time. Alright, let's have a look here. Do I have a bonus from that die that I picked up?
You're back before the cargo container.
Precarious
Its draw
world.
has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
Okay, so that's 28% base. Let's just see. I know I don't have much rhetoric clothing, but let's see what I've got and see how it helps, if in any fashion. Still just a white polo shirt. I forgot how pathetically little rhetoric clothing I actually have, you know that? I haven't spent a point on it.
You're back before the cargo container.
42% without spending a
Its draw
point.
has not lessened since you were last here.
That's not a
If
bad
anything,
chance.
It seems to have grown slightly.
I'll try it. And if I fail, I'll probably spend a point on it and try again. Come on! Come on! Ugh!
As it's always been, it's impossible to open a container with the rhetoric. Maybe you're losing your mind.
Seems like a possibility, but I'm still pretty much obsessed with this. Nothing more to do here for now. Okay. There are no more rhetoric checks in here, right? Just the cargo container door. Okay.
So there's not another check I should be trying before I commit to something like this. I still have 7 skill points left. That's quite a few. Level up. Accept changes. Try
You're
again.
back before the cargo
58%.
container.
58%.
Its
Come
draw
on.
has
That's so
lessened
close to
since you were last
60%,
here.
which is a nice
If
number.
anything,
I don't know.
seems
Do
to
it.
have grown.
Do it.
And
Oh!
as it's always been, it's impossible to open a container with rhetoric. Maybe you're losing your mind.
I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Okay, all right. Okay, do we spend another point on it? Sometimes I wish I was a save scummer. Ah! One more point. I can't let myself go further than that. I don't need rhetoric this much. Rigorous intellectual discourse. It doesn't even come up that much for me. But I want to open the container. So bad. I was 1 point off, but I could roll bad again. It's random. It's unpredictable. There's no way to know. Just one more. Just one more try. Come on, one more try. One more try. Come on, let me in there. Come on, let me in there. Just let me in there. 72%. It's so good. Come on.
Since you were last here.
Just let me in there.
Anything, it seems to have.
No.
As it's always been, it's impossible to open a container with rhetoric. Maybe you're losing your mind.
I rolled 1 less than I did last time. I can't believe this. I can't believe this. 5 skill points remaining. This is so stupid. I have no need for this much rhetoric. There are other checks to be doing out there, but I... Kim, help me. What do I do with myself?
Yes?
Okay. You can't help me. Kim can't help me. No one can help me. Is it worth 1 more point? Is it worth 1 more point? 1 more point is nearly a guaranteed success, but it's not a guaranteed success because I rolled... What did I roll? A 5? A 5 was a failure. A 5 out of 12 was a failure. And at any time I could roll double ones and fail no matter what. Do we try once more? Do we give it 1 more skill point? Do I really
You're
waste my
back
resources
before
in
the
this
cargo
fashion?
container. Its drawer has not left.
1 last one. I really can't allow myself to go any further than that. 1 last try. Accept changes and close. This is the last
You're
try,
back before
Harry.
the cargo container.
Get in there.
Drawer has, despite the dirt that surrounds and trails you, a beacon of light emerges from deep within you.
I rolled freaking boxcars. Critical success. It doesn't matter what a level of rhetoric I has. That was a success no matter what. But it took 5 tries, apparently. Hello, is anybody in there?
The door stands silent.
Because presumably nobody's in there. Yeah, continue.
Satisfied, detective?
A wry smile crosses the lieutenant's face. It took me 5 rhetoric tries in order to call out if anyone is inside the cargo container door. You gotta do better than that, Harry. Come on, continue.
Try again.
If there's someone in there, I'd like to talk to you.
Just like that, you hear a click, then a rattle. Some mechanism unlocks itself inside the door.
There's someone in there? Continue.
Ahoy! Come on in!
Mega rich, light bending guy. From deep within the container, a voice. Continue?
You can't be serious.
The smile disappears. Kim, are you responding to that voice we just heard, or... Kim's here. What is this? What is this? Hi!
The man stands at the far end of the shipping container. It's hard to say anything more about him. You cannot make out any of his details, but you do feel the overwhelming presence of capital.
I'm also being sucked into him as per via a black hole or something like that. Light bending. Continue?
The feeling causes all the hairs on your body to stand at attention, like soldiers preparing for review.
Squint or cover your eyes. Let's just squint for now. Let's not give up on trying to perceive this. Squint.
Something's amiss. The light beams bend around his face and scatter in 1,000 directions. It seems the laws of physics do not apply here.
I guess.
They are suspended, distorted, and echo.
How is this real? Continue.
Trying to visualize the physics at play is liable to give you an aneurysm. Don't think about it too hard.
That was an impossible 20-level visual calculus check that I failed. I mean, I guess I don't feel too bad about that. Continue.
In the general stillness, only your tongue moves, flickering as you utter.
Hello. What's going on in here? Wow. Let's just try and be friendly. Hello.
Welcome. Come in. Make yourself at home. Sorry, I'm not better able to receive you. I wasn't expecting visitors today.
Do you get a lot of visitors in this shipping container? Continue.
You can't hear him exactly, yet you're able to understand every word he says.
Uh-huh.
It is very strange.
Uh-huh.
An overwhelming hum covers everything. Voice doesn't escape from him.
I see. Continue.
Now, what can I do for you, gentlemen?
He claps his hands together. What you can see of his body appears composed, in a sharp summer suit and yacht shoes. Who are you? We should get back to our investigation. Thanks for your time. Let's actually talk to him, though. Who are you?
Who am I? Oh, I haven't been asked that question for such a long time. I don't meet a lot of people outside my circle these days.
There's genuine surprise in his voice. What's your circle exactly? Are there a lot of you light-bending types? Continue.
Anyhow, my name is Rustam Theodore, investor, license holder, and extremely high net worth individual.
Uh-huh.
You are?
And I am. Continue.
Mr. Diodore, I am Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi of the RCM, and this is my partner.
Harrier Dubois. Kim is actually here. Kim is legitimately here and talking to this guy, which means it's really happening. I'm Harrier Dubois. Hello.
Pleasure to meet you, Harrier Dubois. I must admit, the name suits you very well.
He says warmly. I can't help but notice that you didn't actually respond to Kim, strangely. How did you become so rich? What are you doing in this container? You're a rich investor, right? Can I have some money? So how did you become so rich there, light-bending guy?
Oh lord, not this again.
What's the matter, Kim? Or ignore him. What's the matter?
Oh, nothing. It's just that we've got this murder to solve, and yet you go around asking everyone about money. And every time I ask, are you sure this is related to the case, you say, sure, Kim, I think it is.
I mean, I didn't have much else I could ask him about, actually, was the thing. I was just going down the line. But, like, if he's so rich that he can bend the environment around him, I feel like it's worth asking, right? Continue?
And yet, it never seems to get us any closer to solving the case.
How are you being this pragmatic when your face is being stretched into the event horizon of this individual? Continue.
It's quite alright. I'm used to the question by now. To be blunt, I inherited my fortune from my grandmother, who herself was an extremely high net worth individual back in Graz.
The man chuckles. Okay, continue.
All I did was take her fortune and invest it prudently. Believe it or not, it takes more than a bit of skill not to blow a vast fortune on sailing boats, bad choices, and unsupervised state policy.
Sure, I guess I could see that. Continue.
Actually, at the level this guy is, it takes several generations to do that. But, alright.
Presumably, yes. What's it like being an extremely high net worth individual? Cool, but I want to ask you about something else. Sure, I'll go ahead and ask.
I gotta tell you, at first, being rich is a lot of work. You've got to work hard because everything's so darn expensive. You know, prices increase exponentially at this income level.
Do they now? The man exhales with a whistle. Okay, continue.
But then, once you've reached my position, it's nearly impossible for me not to make money. My assets are so diversified that I'm bound to come out ahead no matter what.
That does seem to be how it works. Sure, continue.
Some of my lower net worth friends say to me, but doesn't that take all the fun out of it? And I tell them, not really.
Okay. Okay, you're right. Capital accumulation is its own reward. Don't you think that you should use your great wealth for the glory of your fatherland? You're a thief. People out there are working their asses off while you chill here. It's great that you've done well for yourself, but don't you think you owe some of that wealth to the rest of society? Cool. I don't even have any interesting replies. How confrontational do we want to be about this? This is one of the few opportunities that okay. On the one hand, I was going to say the few opportunities when we'll get to actually interact with someone like a mega rich individual. But on the other hand, like, what is this? We're inside a shipping container, and there's this nexus of light around this individual. This is beyond the scope of reality, despite being real. Like, what is this actually? Is this visual effect I'm seeing? Is this how it's actually? Is Kim seeing this? Or is this just my brain not able to perceive this individual and making up some kind of effect that... Let's go with this one.
Sure. And they benefit when I buy things to stimulate the economy. Do you know how many jobs it takes to build and maintain a racing yacht?
No, I don't. Hundreds, thousands, a million? Let's go with a million.
Dozens, at least. Of course, in the future, it'll all be automated. But my point is this.
He says, jabbing his finger into the air a bit. I don't know how I can tell. Continue.
Every man gets what he earns. It's the height of tyranny to take that from him.
Yeah, I suppose you would have to have a mindset like that in order to continue being the sort of individual you are. Man, being a high net worth individual sounds great. Say nothing. I'm actually going to say nothing on this one.
Capital makes one speechless, does it not? Blinds like the sun that rises from beyond the horizon after a gloomy winter.
He nods. Continue.
Hey. All this talk about money has made you lose the thread. What is going on with the light in this place? That's what you need to ask him about.
I agree! And now I have the option to do so. There's something strange about you. Well, what are you doing in this container? Let's start with that before we get to the beef of it.
Traveling. This is a great way to get around. It's fun, it's safe, and it gives me lots of time to think.
How on earth is it safe? You get picked up by industrial cranes, which aren't really used to cushioning blows for human occupants. But continue.
Wouldn't say it's exactly safe now, but financially secure individuals are known adrenaline junkies.
If you say so, Endurance. Sure, continue.
By the way, let me now ask you a question. Where are we exactly?
Good question. Continue.
In the very, very early days of colonizing this archipelago, the kingdom of Sirens, a precursor of a modern Sur-le-Clay, used to own the city of Revachol, an obscure detail in the bigger picture, but still worth dropping.
Sure, Encyclopedia. We're in Revachol, formerly a colony of the kingdom of Sirens. We're in Martinez, a district of Revachol, the former capital of the world. We're in Martinez. There's a pretty good hostel here called the Whirling in Rags. We're in Martinez. There's a cool church here. We're in Martinez. There's a creepy abandoned commercial area here. I don't really know. So I guess I could do the encyclopedia thing. Sure. Why not?
A fellow history buff. I myself am currently reading up on Franco-Nigerian era trains. Very interesting stuff.
Trains. Sure. Continue.
It's a shame I can't get out and explore myself. One of the downsides of being an extremely high net worth individual is that mobs of low net worth individuals are constantly banding together to ask for money.
I suppose that's probably true. Wait, why don't you help them? You've got so much money that it can't make a difference to you. So you travel from place to place via a shipping container. No, let's confront him on this one.
There simply aren't enough hours a day to hand out all the handouts. It's like feeding seagulls. There are always more, and they never seem to do anything interesting with it, except more seagulls.
So hire some of the seagulls to hand out the resources to the other seagulls. It's not that hard, mega-rich light-binding guy. Continue.
Spending money is a matter of desire. I'm sure you agree. I don't have the desire for spending it like that.
You'd rather sit on it and be a light-bending individual. Sure, I guess that seems in character. So you travel from place to place via shipping container.
Smart, no?
No.
It also provides a means to hide from all the targeted advertising we extremely high net worth individuals are constantly subjected to.
I guess. Continue.
Luxury yachts, high fidelity portable radio systems, fail-proof outerwear, and so on. It just gets a bit middle class after a while. A bit bourgeois.
Bourgeois. You're referring to the bourgeois as the middle class. You're beyond that point. Oh, so you're saying being rich isn't worth the hassle. Those things all sound pretty nice. Yeah, that does sound pretty tiresome. I'm going with the first one.
What? No, I did not say that at all. Being rich is great. Just don't tell anyone I told you that.
The bending light appears to wink. There's something strange about you.
What do you mean?
His essence seems to signify actual surprise. Well, I don't know how to put it. You look somehow a little different. It's actually nothing. Forget I said anything. No. You do look a little different.
Are you talking about my chin?
No. I mean, I can't even see you. It's as if something is happening to the light. Yeah, it's the chin. No, I'm not talking about your chin.
Oh, that's what you mean. Yes, I've heard of this effect, though I've never witnessed it myself, of course. It has something to do with our Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient.
And what is that? I think my brain's about to tell me. Continue.
The Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient is a ratio designed to reflect the difference in net worth between individuals. When the
okay.
coefficient is close to 1, or 100%, it means one person possesses all the net worth. Among that group of individuals, it's been observed that when the Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient reaches about 0.96 or so, the laws of physics begin to bend around the high net worth individual.
My brain just knew this. The laws of physics just begin to bend around the individual as soon as they own 96% of the resources of a particular subset of individuals. So what is our coefficient? Are you telling me you're so rich that light literally bends around your face? Apparently, yes. So what's our coefficient?
The Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient for you and this individual appears to be 0.9998, repeating.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Hey, what's this? Why does it say that why does it say I have 15 million real? Continue?
That's not good for you.
Presumably. Are you telling me that you're so rich you're like... Okay. So it's a relationship between him and me. He owns 10,000 to 20. He owns a great deal more than I do. Imperceptibly more than I do. Are you telling me that you're so rich light literally bends around your face?
Among other things. But calm down. I am but a lowly single-digit billionaire.
A lowly single-digit billionaire. Really? I'm calm. I'm not sure I'm calm. Really?
No, not really. There are actually quite many digits.
Yeah, I figured. Kim, are you seeing this weird stuff?
I see nothing of the sort.
What?
To be frank, all I see is a gentleman who's unusually well dressed for Martinez, in a cargo container, which I admit is odd.
Continue.
Yes. I imagine that does look strange to you. My container.
So I have the option to ask him for money, but I also appear to have 15 million real all of a sudden. I wonder if that's just rubbing off of his mere presence, or maybe it'll be explained if I ask him for money?
Could you please stop asking everyone for money?
No.
It does not reflect well on the RCM, and to be perfectly frank, we can't afford to look worse than we already do.
But, like, we exist off of donations, right? And I personally started this out with $0. So, like, but Kim, I also can't afford to look any better than I do now. That's why I need the money. You're right, I was extremely unprofessional. I apologize. So I'm torn between wheedling because I do need money, but I don't need money is the thing. I guess we'll do the Tory cop thing and apologize.
It's perfectly alright. Based on your appearance, I can tell I'm dealing with a civilized man.
Thanks. Continue.
As you may know, us high net worth individuals don't have a lot of cash on hand.
That makes sense.
Investments and liquidity are enemies of one another. I think they only have coins for coffee machines.
Yeah, that tracks. Continue.
Here is 3 real. How much can you get for this?
It gets me almost nothing. Thank you for your kindness. Are you sure you don't have any more? I thought you were a billionaire. 3 real is not a great deal. It feels weird thanking a billionaire for $3. He specifically mentioned that he doesn't... this is honest, ungrateful, but honest. And I think that's okay.
That's the idea, my friend. You've got to work for the rest.
Right, continue.
Maybe you can make that money grow. Come up with an investment plan. How's that sound?
Conceptualization Godly 16 present a sound investment plan. +1 dress code, business casual. -2 art degree, useless. Okay, let's get back to our investigation. Thanks for your time. I'm pretty sure this money's gonna go away as soon as I step outside, right?
Thanks for stopping by. If you ever have an idea you want to pitch me, I'm all ears.
Sure, and... Okay. Cool, let's leave, I guess. Yeah, sure enough, that money wasn't real. It was rubbing off by his bending of the laws of physics and reality, by my standing in his mere presence. Well, that's fascinating. I spent 3 skill points to get in there, and I got 3 real out of it. 1 real per skill point, so I guess a sound investment indeed. But I gotta stop for today, so... Cool. Thank you for watching. I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself for the rest of this particular day. We got another 11 hours to go before I can meet up with the pigs and try and get my gun back. I guess I could just read some books or something? I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do with myself. Try and do something that doesn't disgust Kim too much, I guess. Maybe I do need to go talk to Klaasje again. Sooner or later. In any case, thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time.